German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has pledged to help Ukraine develop its own long-range missile systems that would be free of any Western-imposed limitations on their range and targets, as the Kyiv government fights to repel Russia's invasion. Some of the advanced weapon systems that Kyiv's allies have supplied to Ukraine were subject to range and target restrictions. Meanwhile, Russia's foreign minister invited Ukraine to hold direct peace talks with Moscow in June.
Российская сторона, как и договаривались, оперативно разработала соответствующий меморандум.
Russia's foreign minister says his country has proposed holding the next round of direct talks with Ukraine in Istanbul on June 2nd, with a view of achieving a sustainable peace settlement. Under pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump to end the bloodiest conflict in Europe since World War II, delegates from the warring countries met earlier this month for the first time since March 2022. The month after Russia sent troops to its neighbor. The May 16th talks failed to reach agreement on a ceasefire, as sought by Kyiv and its Western allies.
Правильно понял то, что я читал. Мерц сказал на пресс-конференции, что...
Today, Sergei Lavrov also added that Germany's plans to jointly develop long-range missiles with Ukraine, as well as supplies of its tanks to Kyiv, showed that it was already a participant in the Russia-Ukraine war.
Unsere Verteidigungsminister werden heute eine Absichtserklärung.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, speaking during a visit from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Berlin, said his government would not impose any range limits on the missiles, which could be produced in Ukraine and Germany. Some of the advanced weapon systems that Kyiv's allies have supplied so far were subject to restrictions. The limits have been a fraught political issue stemming from fears that if the weapons struck Russia, the Kremlin might retaliate against the country that provided them and draw NATO into the conflict. Prior to the meeting today, there was speculation that Merz may announce the delivery of German-made Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine.
But what Taurus and Storm Shadow give that what Zelensky's current organic deep strike capability doesn't have is the ability to have this bunker buster effect. So what Taurus can do, what Storm Shadow can do, is it can target hardened facilities, command and control structures, for example.
But that didn't end up happening.
That while Germany's military support for Ukraine is going to continue and is in fact going to get enhanced by the Germans, that in the future the Germans are not going to be announcing specific weapon systems that they are giving to the Ukrainians, and also not announcing the quantities of weapons that they're giving either.
Lavrov told a Russian state TV reporter that Berlin's decisions were building tension. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump said he's holding off on new sanctions on Russia because he doesn't want to interfere with his attempts to negotiate an end to the conflict.
I think I'm close to getting a deal. I don't want to screw it up by doing that. Let me tell you, I'm a lot tougher than the people you're talking about, but you have to know when to use that. If I think it's going to hurt a deal.
This week, Russia and Ukraine have reported ongoing battles across the front lines and accused each other of drone attacks. Officials say Russian air defenses destroyed or intercepted well over 100 Ukrainian drones over various regions in the country, including a swarm of drones heading for Moscow.